about you?
Hey, I'm glad that you mentioned Atlanta Tech Week because both my co-hosts, I'm so thrilled that I got brilliant co-hosts. Both of my co-hosts will be a part of Atlanta Tech Week. Yes, that is right. Both blue cheese will be, you know, at Atlanta Tech Week representing, man, Web3, blockchain and AI, man. So I'm super happy about that, man. I know that's gonna be super lit, man. That's gonna be super lit, man. Oh man. So I'm happy for that. So major salute and shout out to both my co-hosts, Just Cheese and Blue, for being part of Atlanta Tech Week. And on top of that, Cheese, you already made the post about Martha's Vineyard, so Cheese gonna be out there at Martha's Vineyard, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be dope. And do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Uh, so this is the first annual uh, Black Voices thought Le- Blockchain Thought Leadership Summit out in Martha's Vineyard is being hosted by Black Voices. Black Voices is an organization that was started by Tiffany Smith. She's a lawyer that she has been testified before Congress.
Mm.
She has been like instrumental in shaping some of the laws in regards to uh, like broker and broker dealer relationships that uh, like in the space around DeFi regulation, and um, so it's cool to be a part of that. So I've been working with her and shout out to Warby. We've been putting out a series uh, on let's start last Monday. Episode 3 is coming out tomorrow, and this is a 9-part series that basically catalogs like different perspectives in blockchain and crypto that touches on 9 different subjects that uh, that highlight why we need for us to have need the need for us to seek to producing this fourth revolution, industrial revolution. So uh, so yeah, that's happening on the actual summit is happening on the 19th of August. Uh, and I'll be out there in Martha's Vineyard. I'll be speaking on the panel regarding the builders of the future financial systems. So it's a builder panel. There's other builders who are building applications, products in this space, and um, yeah, we're going to share our opinions on basically all the topics, questions that come up. So I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, that was pretty much it.
Nah, Cheese, that's fire, man. Congratulations and salute to you, brother, on that, man. I can give you some tap on that,
Yes,
man. You know
thank
what I'm
you.
saying? That's super dope being on a panel with a bunch of other builders talking about Web3 and AI. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you got plenty of shit to talk about, man. So, man, that's gonna be dope, man. I hope somebody is gonna be able to record it. Is War Baby gonna be able to pull up or not? Or I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of live broadcast or some kind of recording.
We'll see. I gotta talk to Tiffany about that. I gotta talk to Tiffany about that. But we'll see. It's on one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We got the other mic charging right now, you know what I'm saying? So we just rocking and rolling with one. But I'm gonna ask, man, what do y'all think? Because we gotta give people updates. We don't necessarily have to have an article about clarity. But that's gonna be around the time where they're gearing up for the midterm elections. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a month or two before midterm elections when you go to Martha's Vineyard. So, do you think the Clarity Act is gonna pass before midterms, or do you think there's gonna be a bunch of people playing musical chairs? As far as our senators and congressmen, people are gonna be voted out, some people retiring. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that this year, I believe Cynthia Lewis is retiring soon. You know what I'm saying? Or this term, not this particular year, but yeah, when her term is up, she's done. It might be this year, but do y'all think it's gonna go through, or you think we're gonna have a change in the guards? Who wanna go first?
Uh, I'll say something.
All right, Chief, it's on you, man.
Uh, I I want it to go through, and I hope that it goes through. And Brian Armstrong just posted a video about this on Friday, highlighting that it's on the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of movement going on behind the scenes. Uh, we don't obviously hear about it as we hear about frequently like other things that are going on in the government. Right? It's just one of those topics that don't get talked about. Like I'm in the gym every day, CNN is on TV, and they're not saying, the parity act is on the 1 yard line. Today's update is blah 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 blah. We hear stuff like Trump being stupid, talking about he's running for a third term. We get stuff like, oh, right, this guy is about to bomb Iran again. Like this is what's on the news. So we don't get this on the news. So luckily for us, we pay attention to the X streets, but this is not normal banter. So that being said, I feel like from where we sit, it looks like all gravy. It looks like we're gonna get there, but it's just not as loud, as we feel it. But it's like we want everybody to feel like, wow, parity act is about to go through, right? And that's so we'll see if we get there. But what I'm excited about though is some of the language that we reviewed on Thursday when we looked at the latest copy, and this concept of network tokens and giving people the ability to do community tokens that serve certain protocol actions. So you can build stuff like a liquid agent that has tokens like liquid that serve directly the platform's utility, and then it would still be tokens in the player. Sure. So I think I look forward to that a lot because I know there's a lot of creatives out there that understand their creative capital and um, they can swing it anywhere they want and create value, and they'll start to be able to like reciprocally create tokenized value out of that. So I'm looking forward to working on projects and supporting artists like that, and myself as well with those type of things, building those things into platform lifestyle art. So from a builder perspective, absolutely. I know all the builders are they're probably the ones itching the most. The builders in corporate America are probably the ones itching the most for this thing to get passed.
Good shit, Chief. Good shit, man. Great take. Great take, man. Um, man, you got me excited, man. Just thinking about what's going on with our builders at ABC and what they can potentially incorporate when it comes to community tokens, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the builders at ABC, y'all. Yeah, shout out to the builders. Shout out to all of the builders. So I'm happy about that. Yo, now let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this. Man. We talked about it earlier at the top of the pod. Trump is potentially running for a third term. A third term. So I don't know, man. He was at this correspondence dinner. All right. I had to watch the video, and when I watched the video, I was a little bit confused because I was like, hey, maybe this is AI. I was a little bit confused. But I'm thinking because he was telling a bunch of jokes, I wanted to see the crowd's reaction. So I had to watch the video a few times, okay? So at this White House correspondent dinner, Trump throwing, fake media under the bus. And he happened to say, like, hey, well, I really won 3 times. He mentioned 2020 when he lost to Biden or whatever. He feel like he won that, right? So he's still running with that, which is crazy. Then he was like, I'm good at it. So you know what? I think I'm gonna run again. And the motherfucker threw on Trump 28 hat. 2028 hat. What the fuck? Now, when he did that, the crowd didn't laugh when he threw on the hat. They laughed after he said some other little, funny shit about running. And then it was an uncomfortable laugh. I'm gonna tell you like this, dog. This dude is dead serious. It takes 2/3 of the states to ratify the Constitution for this shit to go down. And I feel like he really gonna put the pressure on other states because I feel like 2/3 of our country is MAGA, and I feel like they would want him to run again because I heard other people say this. This ain't the first time I heard this. It's been a joke, but he's dead ass serious if you ask me. So, man, I gotta ask my co-host, man. He's a big crypto DJ. He made more money off his fucking meme coin than any other investment. You think it'll be good for crypto in the country if Trump potentially runs and wins? Who wants to go first? We coming out hot out the gate with this topic. Who wanna go first? Blue, you wanna go first, Blue? I don't know. You wanna go, Cheese? All right, Cheese. It's on you, fam.
This space directly, I think I think it's in our best interest to keep the foot on the gas in terms of uh, innovation opportunity. Because the more we lag, the more we fall behind in terms of the rest of the world. So that's the number one thing. I don't think he's going to run for another candidate, another president, another term. And actually speaking, I was like joking about my parents this morning. If he runs again, that means Obama can run again.
Let's fucking go.
So it might be Obama versus Trump.
Let's fucking go. We already in an alternate reality right now, so yeah, fuck it. I like that. I like that take. Obama versus Trump. That's right. You know what I mean? And Obama is in better shape. Trump would be damn near 90 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. We have to throw that out there, man. Yo, Blue, what's your thoughts? Blue, what's your thoughts on Trump potentially running again? And if he does, how do you think the country will react? Do you think we'll get a showdown of Trump versus Obama? I think Blue might be caught up a little bit. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna see if anybody else wants to jump up on stage. I'm gonna send out an invite. Oh shit, we got Rug. We still live on YouTube and Instagram, but the space got Rug. Blue might have been in a bad area, but yeah, she gonna run it back. I'm gonna keep my eyes open. because we are still live on YouTube and Instagram. So we're gonna go to another topic, but we're gonna wait for Blue to get back situated. And till then, hold tight, folks, on Twitter. Hold tight on Twitter. All right. So one of the stories that we're gonna talk about, Marlon mentioned it during ABC Off the Chain Thursday. Okay. It was breaking news because it happened basically in real time. Right. So it seems like Vlad, the founder of Robinhood, specifically Vlad Tenevieve, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's the CEO of Robinhood. All right, so we have to run the story back. The CEO of Robinhood was briefly compromised after hackers used it to promote a fraudulent meme coin called Vladhood. All right, so they compromised his Twitter account. His ex account got hacked. His ex account got hacked. All right, and they was promoting Vladhood. Okay, the ticket is Vlad. So they were claiming that it was the official mascot of the Robinhood chain and would soon be available through the Robinhood app, which would have been fucking crazy. So here's the thing. They might have beat him to the punch because he might have already been planning that. That would have been crazy if Vlad actually wants his own fucking token, like Chief was saying, community tokens and shit. You know? So, Chief, keep an eye on the heads up for Blue. I'm gonna go ahead and tap in and see if she's live. I'm gonna join the space, and we are back on. We are back on. I sent the request so we can get the audio right on Twitter. Pardon me, folks, on YouTube and Instagram.
Ask wanted to talk about that Obama versus uh, Trump.
All right. So Blue. So Blue. We are back. We are back. Pardon me, folks. Go ahead. Blue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know we've been having technical difficulties, but appreciate everybody's patience, and we are back on Twitter. So everybody on Instagram and YouTube, you know, we had to keep the content moving, keep it going. But what I wanted to mention was some breaking news. All right, I'm gonna let Cass, when she has some thoughts, when Cass get back into the space, she want to talk about Trump and this meme coin. But Blue, we gotta hear your thoughts. What's your thoughts on Trump and this meme coin? Excuse me, not meme coin, is third term.
Um, I think that it's probably going to go down. I also think that the marketing team for the rollouts, they're not taking this through. It's like, let's get the Clarity Act passed. It doesn't help the announcement that you're going to roll in an extra term that people are not too pleased with, right? But then you have another side that is open to it. I see Cass just jump back in here. So if Cass, if you want to jump up and add to this, hop on. But yeah, that's my take. I see the plan, the Trump accounts and all that. I just don't think their team is rolling this out the right way if they want adoption. So that's my take. I'll bounce it to Cass. What's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, Cass? Appreciate your thoughts on that Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I love TCK. I love the topics you guys bring up. You know, it's Joe mentioned it's the things you're not going to see on the news. Like, this is the real journalism that we get from TCK. So that's a really great point I think Joe brought up. On the topic of Trump versus Obama, that would be dope, but I don't think Obama wants to run ever again. I think he's like happily retired. So that it would be epic if they verse each other, but I feel like he's out the running just because he's kind of like, yeah, I've been through 8 years of that and grayed all my hair and I'm done. But I think the important pieces of like what gets passed, um, I think this is just my personal opinion, that it was actually a little bit harder with Trump trying to get through crypto because the positives are we do have a lot of things going for pro crypto under his administration. But the interesting piece that I've observed is that crypto was becoming like a little less polarized right before he was president, and it was becoming a little bit more bipartisan. But as soon as he started making a ton of money off of crypto, it kind of polarized it again. And so it kind of divided it back to if you associate Trump with all these bad things and he uses crypto, now crypto must be bad. And that was already kind of what people thought of crypto before, especially like Bitcoin. They're like, this is how people, traffic drugs and all these negative connotations. Some of which were true, and a lot that were just not. That just kind of took over the entire narrative. So it already had its own kind of negative reputation. But as soon as it was associated with Trump, people that were not for Trump more deeply like stood on that. They went from being on the fence to like, oh, it must be bad. So I feel like one, we would never know because he did get into, be the president. But my guess would have been it wouldn't have been so talked about. It would be less in the media, but it would have a little bit more like bipartisan attitude towards it. At least because Kamala was talking about burning some of the bridges that Biden, was burning. Like Biden was clearly not pro crypto, but Kamala was trying to rebuild those bridges. So and the money is there on crypto. Like now, there's a lot of effort being put in with crypto to pay these politicians or to lobby rather, and now even stronger with getting the community involved and stand with crypto. So like again, we'll never know because it didn't happen. But my opinion was there would have been really strong lobbying for crypto, and it would have been a little bit easier to pass clarity and be pro crypto because it just wouldn't have been with such a polarizing character. So that's my thought. I want crypto to go through. I think Trump made it easier in one sense, but harder in the other. So he basically polarized it. So we're kind of like at ground zero with crypto again with the bad reputation. But again, shout out to Stand Crypto for trying to get more people involved. So this is not just like politicians and their one opinions and their one party. And it's like, hey, we are the people, right? Like we are the voices of the 52 plus million Americans using crypto, and the people are speaking that we want clarity instead of this is a red versus blue type of thing or a Trump supporter versus non-Trump supporter type of thing, because there's a lot of that tribalism that's just destroying democracy. So I think Stand Crypto is a bit more of that neutral voice that's like, we the people want this, and I think that's the angle no matter who's president. That's my take.
Hey, you getting air horns. Nah, you smoked that. You smoked that. Nah, great take. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah,
Totally polarizing. Go ahead, Cheese.
the one thing I definitely agree with Cass about is that, polarization piece for sure. Um, it just because it's like when it's all hindsight thing, and if you were thinking as like Trump, who somebody who was very crypto friendly, that's the whole thing that he ran on, right? And not saying that it's not gonna work, not saying that it's not moving towards it, but it was so loud and boisterous when he was running, and that's when I said loud before, right? I meant like our industry want like we're louder. Like Stanford Crypto is louder than he is about this, which is like amazing that we are, we're pushing this through. But when that being said, that's where I'm saying like what Cass is saying is 100% key. Like we don't need him. Like
Big facts.
I mean, we just need our own voice of Stanford crypto to influence and help guide anybody who's in office.
Nah, man, y'all both smoked that, man. Y'all definitely both smoked that. Man, if anybody else has any other thoughts y'all want to contribute, y'all can raise your hand and I'm gonna make sure blue cheese, will get you up on stage and you can share your thoughts. You heard? So, but nah, man, great thoughts, great thoughts. And I couldn't agree with both of my guests and co-hosts. I couldn't agree with them more. All right. So, one story that we had to run back when we had the little technical difficulties. We got to talk about what happened Thursday. It was breaking news, okay? The CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev, his ex account got hacked to promote a fake meme coin. It really wasn't his, but I think they beat him to the punch. All right. So basically, his ex account was briefly compromised after hackers used it to promote a fraudulent meme coin called Vlad Hood, and the ticker is Vlad, falsely claiming that it was the official mascot of the Robinhood chain and would soon be available through the Robinhood app. That would have been crazy if Vlad would have did that. Okay, so the fake announcement triggered a surge of speculative buying, with the token briefly reaching a market cap of $10 million and generating more than 20 million in trading volume before the post was removed. All right. So this happened Thursday. It happened Thursday, right? So Robinhood quickly confirmed that the account had been hacked, stating it had no affiliation with the token and warning users to avoid interacting with it. All right. So this goes to show you that these cyber criminals are extremely smart and brilliant when it comes to marketing because they choosing the right celebrities to hack to get some traction. So even if there was a $10 million market cap, so let's say they had control of half of the liquidity pool. Let's say it was 50%, and they got $5 million off of this fucking token. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because they just hacked a Twitter account. So you think they can go to jail for hacking a Twitter account? You know what I'm saying? So yo, man, it was a crazy thing that happened. I'm sure this ain't gonna be the last. Fuck around, Brian Armstrong might be next. Cause if I see that, I'm jumping. I'm jumping on it, whether it's a true launch or not, man. If somebody do that to Brian Armstrong, I'm gonna buy that token for real, man. Could just be in and out. You know what I mean? You got some thoughts, cheese?
I mean, we've had a Brian Armstrong token.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, back when we had the Joe Biden token
Oh,
and all those
shit.
tokens
Yeah.
that was coming around. We just had like there was this one Brun, what was it like Breen Armstrong, like they just fucked up his name.
Oh, the same way they was doing with our guy B. Shout out to our guy B, Brandon. Um, he's usually our meme coin DJ. But I know he got baby on the way, man. So he got his hands full. But he usually be talking about this because he put us on to the Joe Biden.
Yeah,
So what they'll do is they'll misspell the celebrity's name and launch a token, and the shit just gets traction. So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We haven't heard much from Bowden token, but man, Brian Armstrong, yeah, there's a few celebrities. So many celebrities got, fake meme coins just launched under their X account getting hacked. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing. It's a real thing. So we got Cash with a hand up. So Cash, what's your thoughts? And then we gonna ask Blue, Cash and Blue, you ladies, what's your thoughts on Vlad getting his X account hacked and these fake meme coins running up?
I'm gonna do a quick take. Bring back the hex accounts on X. Lock it in. Put some on-chain provenance to prove who owns the Twitter account, and bring that back. That's what I'm saying. It's too easy to hack, buy, sell, and trade X accounts. is too weak. We need some on-chain activity. So tie that back in, bring back the hex and the PFPs on chain, Elon. That's my take.
I like that. I like that. Cass. I was a fan of that, man, because I was able to flex my bait. You know what I'm saying? My bathing ape NFT, that very first one. That was my, one of my most valuable NFTs, man. Still got a little value to it. But nah, man. Yeah, that was a flex. It was like having a digital Rolex, you know what I'm saying, in cyberspace, man. So it was dope.
Yeah,
Blue.
and to that point, real quick, T Gold. That's how a lot of people could tell who were like real apes and who were just like copy and pasting PFPs and being fake apes and trying to infiltrate the network and extract. So a lot of people just put up PFPs because they like it, not because they own it, and then they go out and represent the community, and that's not what the community is. So yeah, I mean, it showed proof that you actually own something instead of just like copy paste someone's ape and like without their permission too. At that.
Nah, great take. Great take. I appreciate that, Cass. Blue, what's your thoughts on this? All right, Blue might be caught up a little bit, but nah, man. Hey, if you're a celebrity and you haven't been hacked as far as your Twitter account to be faking a launch of a token that's not really yours, you ain't really popping. That's how I'm looking at it because it happened to the biggest celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thoughts on that, man. Blue, go ahead and share your thoughts, baby. I think you might be muted, Blue, because your hand up and we can't hear you. All right, Cass, you still got your hand up too. You had some more thoughts or
Oh, it might be the connection. It might be the connection. My hand's back down.
got you?
Elon is mad this morning. We mentioning him and his buddy Trump. So he's making the X spaces glitch as hell.
Yeah. So
So
Blue, nah, take the floor if you can.
I don't think we can hear you, Blue. Might need a new spot. Yeah.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do, man. Blue, if you can, we're gonna keep the space going because we don't want to end this. So if you can, um, man, just share any thoughts. You might have to like text it to Cheese or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And oh shit, we got rugged again. We got rugged again, y'all. Sorry, Instagram and YouTube, but we got rugged again, and we had a bunch of people in that space, man. So I don't know what's going on. Elon is in his feelings today, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the second time we got rugged, man. We don't get rugged that often. You know what I'm saying? Two times back to back. All right. So we're gonna I'm gonna just follow Blue and wait till she get back up on the stage, get everything cooking again. But we're gonna go to the next story, man. We're gonna go to the next story, y'all. We're gonna go to the next story. I really like this too. This has to do with AI in cybersecurity and digital freedom. I really like this. Blue sent another link. Let's see. Let's see. See if this link came through. All right. Not yet. Not yet. All right. So here we go. The story that I want to talk about is the State Department. The U.S. State Department. Okay. So the U.S. State Department. I'm back on. Back on. I'm gonna send a request to speak. And once I get on, I'm not even gonna get into this because Blue didn't share her thoughts. Nah, Blue, we know it ain't you, baby. We know it ain't you. You know what I'm saying? So we are waiting to get the mic. As far as from the request from Blue, it looked like boom, we live. Blue is back. We got the spaces back popping. Sorry, Instagram and YouTube. Blue, share your thoughts. Share your thoughts, if you can, on Vlad and this token that was launched, from his X account.
For sure. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now, loud and clear.
That I keep it short. I think that I think it's very Robin Hood of them. That's what I think. And I think that there's going to be a lot more accidents that occur when it comes to Robinhood and these tokens and these accounts that are attached to Robinhood. So I would say be safe in these streets.
That's right. That's right. Shit. Maybe I should launch a token, you know what I mean, and fuck around the X account and get hacked, and they'll run up a bag for, like, you know what I mean, 10, 20 mil. I'll buy my own token if I get hacked. Worried up. I'm telling you, man, celebrities, man, keep your eyes open, man. And hey, X, Twitter, Elon, get this shit right, man. This is the second time we've been rugged. And on top of that, bring back them hex avatars, man, so we can show our NFTs off again, man. You know what I mean? Make NFTs great again, man. You know what I'm saying? Word up. That'll be a long acronym, but we ain't doing that. Choker had the bagger joint. But speaking of tokens, all right, we're gonna stay in theme because it's only right. It's only right. I don't know if y'all saw this, but Shiba Inu, that token, in the past, like 36 hours, shit went up about 36%. I noticed it went up about 18% about 24 hours ago, but this shit still got legs. So let's talk about it. All right. So me personally, like I said, I don't fuck with a lot of meme coins. There's one that I fuck with, and that's Pengu from Pudgy Penguins, just because they've been smoking shit. And if anybody got the trading card game that Pudgy Penguins have launched in Target, if you're not boycotting Target, please hit me up. Let me know, because I might actually buy a pack today. You know what I'm saying? Now I think about it, I might buy a pack today. See if I'm close to a Target too. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go to the Atlantic Station Target, see if they got them over there.
Pokemon cards?
Yeah, nah, not the Pokemon, the Pengu, Pudgy Penguins. You know what I'm saying? See if I'm gonna get my hands on those, man. But this story, we're gonna keep it extremely brief because I just want to know what made this token go stupid. So I did a quick deep dive. So it seemed like Shiba Inu, SHIB, soared nearly 36% in a single day, adding roughly $1 billion to its market cap, despite the absence of any major partnership, protocol upgrades, or ecosystem announcements. Okay, so market data suggests that the rally was fueled primarily by South Korean retail investors. Maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe there's a company out there that they integrating it with, whether it be a Web3 game or a regular Web2 game or a major, retail, like they're equivalent to Amazon or something. I don't think they got Alibaba for them, but I think they might have another one that's equivalent to it. But man, so unlike other meme coin rallies, Doge and similar tokens posted only modest gains, indicating the surge was unique to SHIB. Okay, so $1 billion is a lot of money to run into a meme coin randomly. I think they know something. You know what I'm saying? So I might buy a little moon bag of SHIB just in case. I'm gonna wait till it cool off because it went up 36%. But look, SHIB, they got an ecosystem and they got a whole game. You know what I'm saying? They really built this out. So it's not just a meme coin. So not financial advice. Do your own homework, do your own research. And it's meme coins, all right? It's meme coins. So we ain't got to really do a deep dive on this. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got any thoughts on it, they can share it. And if you watch any other meme coins,
I'll say this.
go ahead, Chief.
I'm looking forward to the day where we look back on meme coin, some of these meme coin moments as OGs that really set precedent for, what the normies are going to be able to do on a daily basis. I just talked about network tokens, right? And tokens like Shiba Inu and uh, Pengu and tokens like Doge, right? They have came out. They've been mocked, ridiculed at times, but they've stuck it in there, and their communities have started to build real utility around this. So like 5-10 years from now, like when the space like matures, like they'll be the ones that like really did the work.
Good point.
So, but Shiba actually has there's some known utility out there, and South Korea has a big population of Shiba holders. And like in Dubai, there's actually a restaurant that you can play with Shiba Inu,
Oh, that's dope.
and it's called Shiba Wings.
Thanks for that information, Cheese. I ain't know that, man. That's dope, man. So next time we in Dubai, man, you know what I mean? We can hit that up, man. You know what I'm saying? Word up. I appreciate that information, brother. Man. So, yeah, that meme coin information, bro. That's it. We not doing no deep dive on it unless anybody got any alpha on any meme coins they've been watching. But I did tell our guy Brandon, because he put us on the voting, that Joe Biden, former president, does have cancer. And you know what happens when somebody, God forbid, when that time comes, that token is going to go stupid. You know it's going to go stupid, even if it's just for 24 hours. It's going to go stupid. So he was like, man, I ain't know that. I'm like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So
When was he diagnosed?
not too long after he got out of the office.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, real spill. So check this out, y'all. So, speaking of presidents and speaking of the U.S. government, let's talk about what the State Department is doing. This is super dope. I really like this. All right. So, the U.S. State Department has launched the Freedom Tech Excellence Program, FTEP, a new initiative that brings together leading technology organizations, including the Bitcoin Policy Institute. All right. Palantir, Andrill, and the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation. I never even heard of that one. To help shape U.S. policy on digital freedom, cybersecurity, privacy, and artificial intelligence. So rather than hiring new government employees, the program will temporarily embed private sector experts within the State Department to provide specialized guidance on emerging technologies and international policy changes. Okay, so the inclusion of the Bitcoin Policy Institute highlights the growing role of blockchain expertise in government beyond financial regulation, as participants will contribute to initiatives involving online freedom, digital security, responsible AI governance, and privacy enhancing technologies. Now, I really like this. This is the reason why I like this. Because when you involve companies who already are familiar with this space, whether it be AI or blockchain, because it seems like they incorporate in both, you know, it's easier to actually have our government start to be educated. You know what I'm saying? They can be educated from these major companies, you know, like the Andrills and, you know, Bitcoin Policy Institute and Palantir, you know. So I'm looking forward to see what comes out of this. So the U.S. State Department, they really are embracing AI and blockchain and cybersecurity too, because like we talked about, you know, people get hacked all the time, whether it be individuals or, you know, companies, institutions, you know, people get hacked. So I gotta ask my co-host, and Blue, we're gonna get you on the stage first because we haven't because of the technical difficulties, we haven't had a chance to hear a lot of your thoughts today. So, Blue, I want to hear your thoughts on what the U.S. State Department is doing with this new program, involving Palantir, the Bitcoin Policy Institute, and Andrel.
I think that it's something that is needed. One, the government is always going to track like the innovators. There's always some type of program. And I also think that it's also needed to show other countries like, hey, this is where we place ourselves in the technology realm. And it's a fast race to see who's going to get to the finish line first. So that's my take.
Nah, I really appreciate your thoughts on that. I couldn't agree with you more as well, man. So, yeah, we will definitely see how our government, really integrates blockchain and AI, through the State Department. Blue, appreciate that. Cheese, what's your thoughts, brother?
So holistically, for me, when I think about the uh, the state and to programming about these things, right? It happens at like these institutional levels first, like
Mm-hmm.
Palantir and Duo.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's a signal that we can start, that we're in the right direction,
That's right.
right? And when I mean we, I mean like communities like the Atlanta Boxing Center
That's right.
and our 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 ability to educate and provide these sort of programming for people on a regular basis
Mm-hmm.
and help lean in and then basically like help create specialized employees and entities. So
Mm-hmm. Good point.
uh, the thing that kind of does suck is like uh, and over time we will work on this, but just getting to the point where there could be more amplification around our organization
That's right.
and the government. Like we have the relationship with Standard Crypto,
Mm-hmm.
but our own Georgia government, we're building that relationship out right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be if we were like light years ahead of that, like they would be paying us
That's
to
right.
educate the community.
Speak on it. Speak on it, Cheese. That's what I'm
So-
talking about. Yeah.
So like that's the uh, most ideal version of what this looks like, which is why I say, uh, you know, we're not there yet. But I have hope, and I think that our community is like a leading template for what this looks like at scale. And these corporations, like I said, they're gonna get like the attention and this money that's gonna flow through them. But there's also a lot of small organizations down on the ground, grassroots efforts that are doing stuff every day.
Nah, Cheese, man, you smoked that, man. I'm gonna give you air horns. Bam, man, that was lit, man. That was lit. I totally agree with everything that you said, man. Man, my co-host been smoking shit today. My guest been smoking shit today. But yeah, I think our hard work is gonna pay off, and through just like osmosis, if these big institutions is getting money, partner up with the government, we doing it on a grassroots level, like you said, whether it just be through a Georgia task force, a crypto task force, like what Marlon was, trying to initiate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just super, super excited about what ABC is doing with Stand with Crypto and with the state of Georgia. So John Ossoff, Raphael Warnock, I wish Tia was back up on stage so we can hear her thoughts on this, man. But Yeah, man. ABC has been cooking and smoking shit going on what 5 years now, right?
Yeah.
Close to it, 5 years, man. So we close to our goal. You know what I mean? In 5 years, we wanted Atlanta to be a tech hub for crypto and AI. One of the top leading cities for that, and we are helping to do that. You know what I'm saying? In so many ways, we're about to go on tour. We're gonna go to different cities in Georgia, right? Columbus, Savannah,
Athens,
Athens,
Augusta.
Augusta. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be making our way out there soon. So be on the lookout for us. You know, hitting the ground running. You know what I'm saying? And pulling up to a city near you so you can get educated. So this is what we're doing. So, you know, to your from your mouth to God's ears, hopefully, you know, inshallah, we will get paid from the government to teach crypto, you know, working on curriculums and all that. You know what I mean? We got some other shit we working on too. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But shout out to Mint and Marquis, you know what I'm saying? To what we got going on as far as what we've been cooking up. Now we gotta take a brief intermission and shout out Mint and Marquis, you know what I mean? Because we are founders of this 3D printing company. So as you see, we got the Lionel Messi right there. Shout out to Spain. Spain, they won the World Cup. You know what I mean? So we represent the two biggest teams, right? But we got LeBron James here. We got the jersey. We talked about it earlier. Yes, it's the Lakers jersey. So now we got 3D print the motherfucking Sixers LeBron jersey. I think I'm gonna do the red, white, and blue one though. You know what I'm saying? I think that one look a little bit better. I kind of was looking at it.
Which one, the base red or the white base?
The white with the blue.
White base.
76. Yeah, the white base. Mm-hmm. So I think that's gonna look fire, man. So we're gonna 3D print that, and of course we got the legendary Michael Jordan. So yeah, man. Be on the lookout. You're gonna see a lot more new dope 3D printed items that we have cooked up. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of shit in the pipeline, man. So this is what we do, man. You know, we are in a tech renaissance. This is what we do. Web3, AI, 3D printing. You know what I'm saying? And your boy is nice with the graphic design, so holla at your boy, man, on that tip, man. You heard? So yeah, man. All right. Let's talk about another situation that happened, all right, with another crypto exchange. We talked about BitMEX last week. That was Arthur Hayes' platform, and they're gonna be shutting down. So he made out with a lot of bread before, you know, they shut their doors. But the next crypto exchange, I hope this ain't a domino effect because these are big exchanges. These ain't like, you know what I'm saying, no fly by night shit. Like BitMEX been around for like over 10 years. So Bitmart is the next and newest or latest company, I should say, that is closing their doors. They're about to wind down. All right, so Bitmart has announced it will permanently wind down its global cryptocurrency exchange, triggering nearly a 70% collapse in its native BMX token just days after BitMEX revealed plans to shut down, marking the second major centralized exchange closure in less than a week. This is crazy. They know something we don't know. So the exchange has already stopped accepting new registrations, deposits, and trading orders, with all spot and future trading scheduled to end on August 26th. I think that's around the same time BitMEX is closing their doors on everything too. That's funny. While the platform will fully cease operations on January 31st, 2027. So they got a year into the new year before they close their doors. So they got another what? 5-6 months before it's a wrap for them permanently. All right. Following the announcement, investors rushed to sell BMX token as its primary utility token. Trading fees, discounts, platform rewards, and other exchange benefits will largely disappear once Bitmart closes. So the back-to-back shutdowns of Bitmart and BitMEX highlight the growing challenges facing mid-sized centralized exchanges as they compete with industry leaders like Binance, Bybit, Kraken, and Coinbase. Okay, so we saw what happened with FTX because they wasn't playing fair. You know, commingling, you know, investor funds. Now, Celsius also, you know, they was in hot water. Alex Mashinsky, he's about to do like 10 years. So this is not the case with these exchanges. This is I don't know why they shutting down. But I gotta ask my co-hosts and my listeners, what's your thoughts on these exchanges shutting down? What do you think is really happening? What do you think is going on? Who wanna go first? Blue, cheese, blue? Go ahead, blue.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be several more announcements, especially because one, these guys, they don't have the license that you need to operate in Europe, and that's required since July 1st. I think it's like the MICA license.
Oh, the Micah license.
Um, and like you said, everybody is rushing to sell the tokens, so the liquidity is literally running out the door. So I think that they're also trying to stop like the withdrawals and the deposits. But yeah, I think there's going to be several more stories like this, just because of some of the requirements outside of the United States, and maybe we'll see some of these guys shut down if the United States change up some of the rules in the Clarity Act. So we'll see.
Good point, Blue. Good point. These rules that our regulators set forth through the Clarity Act will definitely have an impact on some of these exchanges. Some of them might shut down on the strength of just that. To your point, Blue, great thoughts. I appreciate your commentary. Just Cheese, what's your thoughts, brother? Bitmax shutting down.
Yeah, the two things I want to call out. One is what Blue was saying is, uh, the laws, everything is settling, things are being shaken out, right? So some of these players are not going to still be around, and that's due to regulation and bear market shakeout. So we're in that period right now where things are just being shaken out, and the second point is the war, like who they're going up against, right? Like the Binance, Bybit, OKX, Coinbase, Kraken, Robinhood. Like they it's kind of a lot of companies now,
Yeah.
right? And those are big names I just mentioned. Like they're big names. They are throwing those are big names hosting and like helping write laws and helping to host conferences all around the world. Right? Not saying that they're not playing a part in that. In fact, what I'm saying is like the centralized exchange market is saturated, in my opinion, and what I mean by that is that they're all trying to fight for the same centralized audience. Robinhood bought Bit. What was it?
I think I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name too. Oh shit, that was the first exchange I tried to buy XRP on.
Robinhood bought. What did they buy?
It was Bit something. I know it was Bit something. Who the hell did Robinhood buy? I'll look it up, Cheese. Continue speaking, brother.
Anyway, Robinhood bought that. I think it was BitGo.
I think you might be right.
But the Robinhood bought that exchange, right? And they're working on like transforming it. But like as an exchange, you can kind of start tailoring your products and offerings and products to different demographics, communities, right? And focus on them. Like I think off top, I think Africa is a
booming place for crypto,
That's right.
right? And had there been an exchange, a centralized exchange that uh, helped focus their efforts around Africa, right? Gives them now a diversity, a different uh, like separation of trying to have to compete against Coinbase, all those companies. So
Good point.
I don't think any of these countries. Sorry, I'm not saying that like Bitmart or BitMEX should have done that. I mean, if they did, we'd also have to question their their uh their we have to also question their morals
Yep.
and ethics, right? Just to make sure that they are for the people. But I do think we're gonna see like a diversity of central exchanges in the future, right? You're gonna see ones that are the big names across the board. We're already starting to see them like take lead and not go down despite the type of market that we're in.
That's right.
But then we're gonna see smaller ones like the ones that we're talking about, like the Bitmarts, the uh, the BitMEXs of the world, right? Kind of have this shapely demographic base focus, and they'll survive in that niche, and they'll do it because they've focused on making sure that that niche has a great centralized custodial experience.
Jeez. You smoked that shit, man. You killing shit today, brother. You killing shit. You on fire right now, brother. Word up, man. I appreciate your thoughts on that blue. You got your hand up.
No, you see me as my hand up?
Yeah, you know this shit janky. You know motherfucking X is janky as
Nah,
hell.
I think it was the flames coming from cheese. You know, so maybe
You high
that's what
fiving
happened.
cheese. That's right. You high fiving cheese. But nah, man, good shit, cheese. Good shit. Oh, and the exchange that Robin Hood bought was Bitstamp. That was the first place I tried to buy XRP on in like 2018. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I'm glad you reminded me and the audience. I'm glad you reminded me and the audience about that, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. So I appreciate everybody's thoughts and commentary on that, man. So the next story is pretty dope too. I really like this, and I think this is something that we can approach. Bringing Stand with Crypto in on this because to make them aware, and then it may help apply pressure to our politicians in Georgia. All right, so let's talk about this because we know Georgia got a big agriculture industry. So I thought this was dope that was taking place in Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful women, beautiful place, and they got some crazy fans out here in Atlanta too, man. So shout out to Brazil. All right. So Brazilian farmers are looking to tokenize dairy cows to secure blockchain-backed loans. I really like this, man. So a group of dairy farmers in Parana, Brazil, has become the first in the world to tokenize livestock as collateral for financing, using 10 dairy cows to secure nearly 20 grand in loans through assets listed on Brazil's B3 stock exchange. So this was developed by AgTech, a company. AgTech is an agriculture tech company called CowMed, right? And each cow is assigned a blockchain-based digital identity connected to an AI-powered Smarty collar, all right, that continuously tracks the animal's health, behavior, and location, allowing lenders to verify the collateral in real time while reducing fraud. Yo, this is amazing, yo. This is really amazing. When I saw this story, I told you about it yesterday. You know what I'm saying? When I saw this, I thought this was super dope. So now, this pilot demonstrates how real-world tokenization can expand access to credit for farmers who may not qualify for traditional bank loans, while showcasing blockchain's growing role beyond finance. Okay, so with CalMed already monitoring approximately 100,000 dairy cows across more than 1,000 farms, the company believes tokenized livestock financing could unlock tens of millions of dollars in new agriculture lending as the adoption of blockchain backed real world assets continue to accelerate. I fucking love this story, man. This is like one of the best stories I've came across in a long time that was super innovative. um, Another story that I thought that was super innovative that it was El Salvador. Shout out to El Salvador and President Bukele is when they used their volcanoes, their natural resources, the thermal heat from the volcanoes. They used that to mine Bitcoin. I thought that was super dope. But this is up there with that, man. We know Georgia has a big agriculture industry, like I said before. I can definitely see this pilot program that they're running in Brazil is something that we can approach. We might have to run this, through AI to come up with a proposal so we can bring this to, if Georgia has like their own agriculture committee, you know what I'm saying, like our federal government does, I think this is something that we need to bring to them. You know what I'm saying? And potentially, to like your point earlier, Cheese, this might be something that can open up the door for us in ABC and Stand with Crypto, bring this to the federal level. You know what I'm saying? To have all of our livestock, go on chain and allow these farmers to get, access to new, tokenized back loans, man, like tokenized real world assets. This is dope. And then we already talked about people tokenizing their land. I think that was a story we talked about that happening somewhere in Africa. Shout out to countries such as Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria has really been doing shit in South Africa. They also been doing, some pretty innovative things out there in blockchain, man. But yeah, I really think this is something that ABC should really look into and consider, putting together a proposal in a package to our congressmen and our senators in Georgia, man. So that's my thoughts on this. And I gotta ask uh, Just Cheese, Blue, and any of my listeners, you got any thoughts on Brazil tokenizing their dairy cows? Who wants to go first? Blue, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think this is like such an amazing story. I'm really passionate when it comes to like farm and land, and smart contracts and things like that, because it gives so much freedom and opportunity to like provide a system that we can trust, that we can, trust the produce that we eat and take in. But I just think that there's so much to this story, so many opportunities before the government really gets their hands into all of this. But I'll pause there, and I see Cass is up here. She has her hand up.
Nah, you don't have to pause for me if you have more thoughts before I jump in. Were you?
No, yeah, I just think it's a really great story, and I'm really passionate about creating processes for agriculture when it comes to like smart contracts and things like that.
No, yeah, I think this is really cool. I think this is a really cool story. Cows have been used as currency for thousands and thousands of years, and a lot of places still practice that. So that part isn't the new part, but where old meets new, which is the AI and the blockchain part, I think is super dope. And so I wanted to kind of particularly focus on the fact of the 60% cut. And so typically when you move these cows, there's a 60% cut on the market rate because they're live. It's not like a token, it's like a living animal. And so they could get sick, they could die. There's a huge risk. And so a dairy cow that's worth $2,500 on the open market would only be valued at $1,000 by a bank's underwriting team because they're cutting 60% for risk. But what you can do now with these callers is getting live data the same way we would with like an Apple Watch or a Whoop Watch, and we can track our heart rate and what we're lacking in our diet. Putting that technology onto the cows, you can actually value them more accurately and not get devalued by the bank's underwriting team. So there's that piece of it that gives a more fair value. And it's the way things were before. If you have like someone to come and check the health of the cow, right? Like by the time you leave, when the auditor leaves, the status of that collateral could change. And so then you think, okay, cool, my cow is worth, $2,000 according to the bank team, and then they leave the property, and then the health is worse, or better, and you're losing money. And so now you have this accurate data that can give you, accurate value, and that will change the game. You're not having waiting for some banking team to kind of tell you what your cow is worth, right? You have the data to back it up. So there's that piece, and then the tracking as well, if like cows get lost or they die. And so it just kind of helps with a lot of uncertainty. So I think that is smart farming, and then adding the blockchain pieces onto that it gets even deeper from there. But I think even the basics of just applying AI health and tracking is just a huge value add, because you're not getting kind of ripped off just because the bank thinks it's risky, So I think that's dope.
Man, Cash, man. Oh, man, you smoked that. I definitely love your perspective on this. Both you, Blue, and Cash definitely smoked that, man. Cheese, what's your thoughts on this, man? What's your thoughts on this? And it's gonna be hard to follow up after, what both these ladies mentioned on this, man. But yeah, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think I one of the points I wanted to make was off of Cass's points, but I'll say this first is that I was listening to Joe Budden podcast and Rick Ross was on there and he was talking about buying a bison, right? And this will like help him classify his land even more so as a farm, and
For tax purposes.
purposes, and then even be able to raise funds off of that. So like what Cass and Blue are alluding to are it's 100% true, and like the cows, especially like when you think about use case for this around Kobe, Wagyu, right? Those cows are worth a lot of money, and even when you go to a restaurant and you order Wagyu, you can ask to see the certificate for the cow, right? That this Wagyu came from, right? So that in itself is already like leaning towards like the need for the blockchain because
That's right.
right, like right now you get this piece of paper, you ask for them for a certificate, they bring over like either they have it in like the plastic container laminated, they show you it, but they like or they have it at the front of the restaurant.
Oh wow.
When you walk in, right? And because they have to, like they have to. So that being said, like if we apply this technology to that like group of cows, right? They definitely can do some cool stuff on the line, underwriting, right? In terms of trying to get loans or get more funds on their cows that are worth a lot of money, and now you're going to tokenize them and be able to, get some value on that. That brings me to like my next point, which is like, and this is kind of the freaky part, but it's like humans right? How does that work for us? Does do we start to build systems like that, right? And in some instances, I think there's a value 100% for it because if you think about life insurance, right, and your ability, like at work, I can, and not just at work, but at different employers and different programs around the city will pay you for, working out. Like you can join like a reward program for Nike or some other company that will like as you run more, you earn points. And like we had
Step in.
step in the company that tried to do the same thing. Right. So the concept of like good health equals uh, value, right, exists. So what's like now like stopping us at like the insurance level to say, hey, like you underwrite me for this much, right? But if we have more dynamic data, right, about our health on a regular basis, I could get I can get underwritten for so much more money. I can take the extra money and do something with it, and the bank is assured, the loan office, the insurance officers are assured by that AI powered data collection that I'm going to be good for my life, right? My life that are offering as collateral.
Nah, that's ill. Nah, that's real. I like that.
It sounds. That's what I'm saying. It can sound kind of weird. Like if I'm offering my good health as collateral for some extra money.
You know what that is? No cheese. You know what? I don't know how you was gonna follow that up, but you actually smoked that too, man. Yo, you on fire today, man. You on fire today, man. I'm proud of you, man. You know what I mean? You just got some great thoughts, man. Like everybody has been smoking shit today. Both my co-hosts and my guests, y'all been smoking shit today. These are great points y'all all made with this story because I really like this story, man. But it sounds like even to your point, the reason why it's not like weird to me is because people when they have like whole life insurance after a certain amount of time, it's like maybe like 10 years, 15, 20 years, whatever, you can start to take a loan off of that life insurance. So yeah, people do based on their health. If you smoke cigarettes, that's why they ask you that. Your insurance policy be higher, premiums higher, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So if you do have a good, clean bill of health, yeah, that will enable you to have, you know, a better insurance rates. You know what I'm saying? More affordable insurance rates, and on top of that, like you said, you might qualify for more loan. A larger loan based on your good health, man. So that's a great idea, man. So yeah, both Blue, Cass, and Cheese, y'all all smoked this particular topic. Man, everybody was very passionate about this because we see the real world applications for blockchain technology. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of y'all just for, pulling up today, sharing your thoughts, and holding me down, man. You know what I'm saying? This is episode 128, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We well over 2 years of doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? So I love what we do. We provide content every Sunday and every Thursday, here at ABC, at the Right Center. This is what we do, man. We inform the community about what's going on in blockchain and AI. You know what I'm saying? And we do deep dives every Thursday, man. So, man, super dope, man. Super dope. I appreciate everybody's thoughts on that, man. So, we do have one last topic now, and this one is super dope, and I'm interested in everybody's thoughts on this because this is one of my favorite rappers. Shout out to AZ. You got a dope album. Your album is on point, man. Your last 3 albums been on point. You know what I'm saying? The Do or Die, 3, that was, yo, that's my shit. That's one of my favorite albums for this year. Uniqueness is like one of my anthems for the year. You performed with Jimmy Fallon, you know what I'm saying, with Nas Esco, which was dope, you know what I'm saying? Y'all did Life's a Bitch, which was super dope, just seeing that 30 years later, you know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's just, well, actually like 32 years later, which is like crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? But man, me and Cheese, we fans of AZ, and we saw his videos, his more recent videos. He been using, some AI footage. You know what I'm saying? He been using it the right way. He ain't been, AI slop. He been using it the right way. So I came across this video on Twitter, but then I had to go on Instagram because it wasn't on his official Twitter page. But some rappers, some entertainers, they don't be on Twitter like that. They be on IG a lot. It was definitely posted on his blue check Instagram account. Okay, so the rapper AZ, for that infamous verse on, Illmatic, Life's a Bitch, he got his fame and notoriety from, man. So he been smoking shit as a older MC. Proud of him. But this is what he's doing. All right. So legendary Brooklyn rapper AZ introduces PLM Market, a new AI platform that enables artists, musicians, athletes, entrepreneurs, and other professionals to transform their expertise into professional language models, okay, PLMs. I think we're going to start hearing a lot more about this, and I really like the approach, okay? So this is more of a personalized AI assistance that users can query while creators retain ownership and earn revenue from their knowledge. Okay, so unlike traditional AI systems that often train on public content without direct compensation, PLMs are built with the creator's permission, allowing them to control their pricing, updates, and intellectual property, their IP. So the platform offers multiple monetization options, including subscriptions, pay per question access, enterprise licensing, and potential AI royalty payments when other AI systems access a creator's PLM. Okay, so by turning years of experience into a scalable digital asset that can educate and assist users 24/7, PLM Market aims to redefine how creators monetize their expertise in the AI area, giving them a new way to generate recurring income while maintaining full ownership of their knowledge. Now, honestly, man, when I saw this, I thought this was super dope. Shout out to AZ, man. You know what I'm saying? I love to see hip hop age well, whether they're venture capitalists, where they, invested in, like Nas, he invested in Ring, he invested in Lyft. He got so many investments across the board. He been killing shit, well over, past 10, 15 years. He been killing shit and then, just investing. Queensbridge Ventures. But now, I think since AZ dropped Do or Die 3 on Nas's Mass Appeal label, they sat down and talked business, and Nas, probably put this bug in his ear, and now AZ has a dope platform, and I think, because he's not trying to launch a token, he's not, even though the data is tokenized, you know what I'm saying? He's not launching a token or NFT project. You see what I'm saying? He's literally using AI in a way, in blockchain, in a way that'll help out artists and professional athletes, man, when it comes to inputting their information. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's important. So think about this: if you're LeBron James, right, and then somebody decided to, you know, query LeBron and pull up all of this data and then make an AI model based on that. And some of that data may be wrong. And then you as LeBron James be like, no, I didn't do this at this time. I did it at this time. No, this didn't happen. This happened. So it's stuff that AI won't have access to, you know what I mean? Based on our personal human experience. All right. Not everything is on the fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? Some kids, they believe if it's not on IG, it didn't happen. Some people truly feel like that. But when it comes down to, you know, a PLM market, professional language models, I really like this concept. So this is a new concept that has been introduced from this platform. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on PLM market. Okay, that's the name of this platform, and I want to see how well it does. I want to see, you know, how many other artists and professionals, you know, actually use this platform and give their information directly to AI. So it's 100% accurate, and it's not just data just scrapped from the internet. You know what I'm saying? That could be some, you know, falsehoods on that. So I gotta ask my co-host, man, and my guest, what's your thoughts on the legendary rapper AZ? Oh, speaking of that, one more thing. He's gonna be at City Winery August 5th. All right. So basically, next Saturday, no, Saturday. That's like a Wednesday or something. That's like a Tuesday or Wednesday. Whenever I think it's a Wednesday. I think it's a Wednesday. August 5th. I think it's a Wednesday. He's gonna be at City Winery. Those tickets start at $66. I'm going to that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go see AZ and fuck around. Might 3D print something for him. So when we see him, throw a little NFC chip embedded
At Ponce City Market?
at Ponce City Market at City Winery. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna be in that small place?
Yeah. You
So
know how many artists, legendary artists, perform there at City Winery, man? It's a dope venue, man. It's fly.
Oh,
Intimate,
I didn't know they had a stage in there.
Yeah, it's there. It's seating like a stage, like it's like a personal fly, intimate setup. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, word.
Yeah.
That would be in a minute. You'd be able to talk to him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying because he has this. I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
put a link, NFC chip, in something that we 3D print and bring it out to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what we gonna do, man. You know what I mean? That's you did something for currency like that. You know what I mean? So we just gonna keep washing, repeating this whenever we run into our favorite artists that we fuck with, and show them that we not just a fan, that we innovative in tech, and we want to help offer our services. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he want to package a new album in a 3D printed collectible. You know what I'm saying? And link it to his new projects or whatever he got going on, man. So yeah, these are my thoughts. So who want to go first, man? Who want to go first, man? Like I said, I'm passionate about this, and this is a very dope story too, man. Shout out to AZ.
I'll go. Yeah.
You got it, Cheese.
I'll just say this: like, for me, this concept is not necessarily a new thing. We've explored this, and I'm glad that he's getting into it. But we had like virtuals where you can go and talk to Luna, and Luna would give you like Luna's result and Luna's LLM, right? And then there's this platform on Base called Titles, where you can go and create your own like artistic LLM and anything that people can basically buy access to that model and pay for it with your tokens, right?
That sounds dope.
So we've had like, I think this was probably somewhere in 24, 25 that some of these platforms came out.
Okay.
And but they kind of came out and they didn't catch heat. So stuff like this is where the right people are the artists themselves have to get involved.
That's right.
So like someone like AZ can help champion this for like his peers.
Now I like that take, man. I like that take. So hopefully, his peers, other rappers, will get on board because honestly, man, you gotta be able to protect your IP and get paid off of it. Feeding your data to AI and get compensated, man. This is super dope, man. Cash, you got your hand up. What's your thoughts on this? And then we're gonna round it off with Blue. I think Cash, you got a hand up, but that just might be a glitch on my end because they still got her as a listener. Blue, what's your thoughts? And can you confirm if Blue got a hand up for that? Excuse me, if Cash got a hand up?
Yeah, I see Cass as a listener. But Cass, wave at us if you want to come up. I actually think that this is something or a great example of like these models in hip hop that pave the way or innovate for a community. It's always these guys that are and ladies that are getting into tech and creating opportunities for the community because it's like certain communities will never see something like this unless these guys do it, right? And I think it's a great example for other young artists that are coming up to like start really getting into this. I think Nas is a huge innovator in the space, being one of the first people to invest in Coinbase. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that. Even his album that he tried with Manifold and so forth, like these guys were willing to take a risk and really try to understand and get into the space. So I highly appreciate that, and I think that it pulls a lot of eyes to a space that people wouldn't normally entertain. So I just think it's really dope, and I think it's a long list of examples before them of just like really creative ways or innovative ways or just new things that they can bring to the community. So I really think it's dope.
Nah, Blue, that was a great take, man. Yeah, these guys are innovative and they're risk takers, And I remember when Nas, he actually, when I started my Web3 journalism journey, when I found out Nas was already in the space, him and Pusha T were early investors also in Audius. You know what I'm saying? So they already into the Web3 music aspect. And then on top of that, Nas released two songs, Rare and Ultra Black, on Royal, joinroyal.io. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how those are doing. But same way with Rihanna with Bitch Better Have My Money. When she debuted it during the Super Bowl, she had released it as an NFT. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I love to see the culture get involved with tech and be innovative with it and incorporate it into their industry, man. So super dope. I appreciate your thoughts on that, Blue. We got our guy, Herb GPT. Larry Moore, what's going on, brother? How you doing? How you feeling? And how was your experience going to those World Cup games on the West Coast? I heard when you get a chance, please share your thoughts, man. We got you on stage, brother. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts, man, on everything that you got going on. And until then, let's see if Cass got some thoughts. If you want, send a request to get up on stage and see if she got any thoughts on what AZ is doing with AI and blockchain with this platform, this PLM. All right.
I want to say some
Cheese. I was about to say. All right, boom. We got our guy Cheese. He got some thoughts. And Herb, we look. Herb,
just unmiked.
All right, we're gonna let Cheese speak, and then we're gonna round it off with her. Go ahead, Cheese.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something more to what you were just saying. Uh, uh,
We good?
I think okay. That's all. I was wondering if I closed the app by mistake. Uh, the idea around what were you just saying?
AZIP, the celebrities tokenizing their.
Yeah, you named somebody very specific. Oh, I got it. Yeah, like Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna.
Doing the whole "bitch better have my money" thing. Mm-hmm. Like, do we recognize like what Jay-Z could have just did?
Oh my God!
Like with the 30th year anniversary, like these type of moments where like she was able to get that song, put it out on Royal, and for all those that bought into that moment, right? Because that's what it was. Mm-hmm. It was a moment. It was like she used the song to create a financial moment, mm-hmm. right? And people were able to buy into that, and then and then with the right utility, they would have been like value. They would have captured value from their participation in that moment, right? And that's giving new value to a song that has been sitting on the shelf. But when tokenized, it becomes an asset that can be reused time and time again,
That's right.
right? And create more verified liquidity around it. So, like, I'm not saying that Jay is not making a lot of money off of what he's doing, like, for sure. But it's like it's not getting tokenized, so it's not being able to be redistributed in a like community manner where, and where it's like, damn, I like one of the I bought one of the Reasonable Doubt vinyls that came out recently that with this new run,
No doubt.
right? And it was the one at Target.
Uh-oh, cheese. You put the bullseye on your back. You know what I mean? That's the double entendre for real.
Yeah, but like that was a limited edition,
No doubt.
right? So
Exclusive.
it's like
Yeah, it was
exclusive,
exclusive.
right? So it's like if you bought that, right, you're helping contribute. Like Target for every we could do stuff, and they could have done this like without tokenization. But like, what if we had like ways for every 10 purchased, X amount would go to this community or something like that,
That would have been dope.
right? So that would be Target coming together with Jay-Z to kind of like tokenize the value and redistribute it elsewhere. So
Good point.
I think these things I think the technology is being underutilized, and it's unfortunate because it's understood, right? Our money is not there yet. When I say our money is not there yet, I'm talking about where value the waters that value swimming aren't on chain yet. So it'd be a lot of difficulty, but in due time we'll get there.
Nah, cheese, you highlighted a great point. So let's take a what if approach. And because we've been to the I've been to the Nas and Wu-Tang concert. Anybody who went to a Nas and Wu-Tang concert a few years ago, that ticket was tokenized. So that's a commemorative item that I have on chain that I was there. If Jay-Z would have did the same thing and tokenized those tickets, because people are really like, those tickets are commemorative items now, the physical tickets. Think about if Jay-Z would have just offered that and people didn't even know on the back end when they bought their ticket, it was, it's a digital version of it. And then he had like the Rockefeller logo or something spinning around when you open up the shit. You know what I'm saying? And the ticket pops up. He could have did that, man. You know what I'm saying? To your point, Cheese. And on top of that, some of the items that he released, he could have tokenized some of the vinyl. He could have tokenized some of the merch. He already tapped in with Idris Sandu with Linked. He could have put the link chips in some of the merch, into the hats and into the Fear of God hoodies that he had in collaboration with the Yankees. On top of that was the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. You know how I got into this space, this whole Web3 journalism? Is because of Reasonable Doubt. He basically took the very first album he released, had an artist do a rendition of the cover, animated it, released it as an NFT, a one of one, and sold it to charity for like 150K. So to cover all of your points, Jay-Z has very extensive knowledge of this technology and what it can do, and he definitely could have did that. You know what I'm saying? For this album, he could have did what Nas did. Nas took 2 songs, tokenized those, put them out, send it out on chain, and now it's what his fans is buying it and they get residuals from that. Same with Rihanna. Like Jay-Z could have easily did this with this re-release of Reasonable Doubt. Even if he just started out with just fuck it, yo Nas, just what platform you did that on? Oh, Royal.io. Let me put Reasonable Doubt on there. You know what I'm saying? Let me put, or just Dead Presidents on there. I would have loved that as a Dead Presidents NFT. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? So, also here a fun fact. Being that I'm a Nas fan, and then we gonna let our guy Herb GPT speak. I don't know if y'all know this, but when they say yo Nas won the battle, but Jay Z won the war, nah, son. Let me tell you something, man. Jay Z don't own any percentage of Nas's catalog. Not a half a point or nothing. But guess what? Nas owns a portion of Jay Z's catalog. Because when MC Search, shout out to MC Search, he was the one that helped Nas get on. And he told the story. This is how I know this. Nas has 50% ownership of that song, Dead Presidents. You see what I'm saying? So out of Jay-Z's collection, one of his most prized possessions is Reasonable Doubt. And one of the most prized possessions off of that is Dead Presidents. Nas owns half of that song because he sampled his voice. And Nas, there was no such thing as Searchlight Publishing. Jay-Z made that shit up in the actual verses. And when he was battling Nas, because
No
MC
Dog Searchlight Publishing.
Right. Nah. That shit don't even exist. Nas owns that. MC Search, all he got is like a 5% admin fee off of that whole shit. Nas owns half of that song, yo. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fun hip hop fact. I'm a big Nas fan, so shout out to Queen, shout out to the Mets. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do, man. But nah, that concert was super dope. Herb GPT, we got to throw him back up on stage. See if we could throw it back on stage, Blue, and see if we can get his thoughts. And I think Cass, on my end, her hand is still up, but I got a text from her. She says she's just listening right now. So yeah, let's get our guy Herb GPT back up on stage, man. See if we can get him to share his thoughts. Or if anybody else has any other thoughts on this, feel free. Cheese, you got any more thoughts on this? Blue, you got any more thoughts on this?
No, it's just a dope project for real. Like, great story. Like, finding this for real.
Yeah, man, you know how we do, man. We culture, you know what I'm saying? We hip hop. And if it wasn't for graffiti, I wouldn't even be a graphic designer. You know what I'm saying? So literally graffiti, is one of the 5 elements of hip hop. And if it wasn't for graphic design, I don't think I would have understood the tech as far as NFTs, tokenization of art, you know. But everything has its purpose, man. Everything, I had those synchronicity moments to one thing led to another, So and hip hop was the foundation to all of this, man. You know what I mean? So, and that's the reason why we got the dope merch too. You know what I'm saying? I got the TCK Web3, camo logo t-shirt on. You know what I'm saying? We got the Stand with Crypto tees we're gonna be rocking for the actual tour. I cooked those up. We got our Mint and Marquee jerseys and t-shirts that I cooked up. You know what I'm saying? We got the ABC 2.0 shirts that I cooked up, man. So yeah, man, your boy full-fledged, like I said, man, tech renaissance, man. You know what I mean? Graphic design, streetwear brand, 3D printing, and Web3 journalism, man. So this is how we do. Herb GPT, our guy Larry, what up, man? How you doing? How you feeling, brother? What's going on?
Doing great, man. How y'all doing?
We great, man. We great, man. Appreciate all of those pictures and videos you posted of the World Cup out there on the West Coast, man. How did you enjoy that? And tell us your thoughts on any of the topics you want to speak on, brother.
World Cup is amazing. I'm officially a football fan now, so it was great to experience that. But no, just real quick, I totally agree with what you were saying about Jay-Z and what he did, right? So my thing is, I think Jay-Z is really smart, right? Because he got the thing with Jack Dorsey. He was doing the Bitcoin school in Harlem or whatever. He was doing some type of stuff in New York, with the education around. Something with Jack Dorsey. He's definitely intelligent, right? Jay-Z, smart guy. Nas, smart guy. But I think that we finally kind of hit that point where Jay-Z is no longer like the Black Warren Buffett of the hip hop world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Warren Buffett was kind of like, he don't miss. You know what I mean? Like whatever he does, he wins. He's a winner. I think Jay-Z has finally kind of like I think Jay-Z's team realized that they were kind of starting to taper off as far as just the value that they had as far as the culture. Because for a minute, Jay-Z was like the culture, right? You tap Jay-Z for the culture. But I think that his brand is kind of starting to fall off, and people are kind of starting to just move away from that. And so I think all of that had to do with why he came back out, why he changed his hair, you know what I mean, why he's going on tour, all of that stuff. But I'm saying all that to say, I think that the powers that be or the partners that are aligned with Jay-Z would not allow him to really dig into that tokenization side or that POAP side or that blockchain side of how he could have really leveraged some of his assets with this concert and with him coming back out and kind of trying to get back more relevant versus Nas, I think, having more creative control or having more of like an actual stake in what he's able to do or not do, free to move, makes any sense. You feel me? And so shout out to Nas for that. But I think someone is kind of handcuffing Jay-Z as well, to Cheese's point. You know, about like, you know, what he could have done and ideas and things like that. I think he was aware of them, but somebody said no, basically.
Man, that's a hot take. Man, Larry, man, that's a hot take, bro. Man, I ain't even think about it like that. Because Jay Z has so many corporate ties and he tied to so many different entities, and as we know, he's well aware of this technology because he dabbled in it. Shit, hell, his Twitter avatar is still a fucking crypto punk. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you hit it right on the head, man. Somebody might got him handcuffed, and on top of that, how the hell Beyonce ain't released one tokenized song? Like, come on, think about if she would have tokenized that Lemonade album. She had videos to all of that. She could have tokenized that whole shit. It would have been a crazy rollout. Even though it was still early in that time, I think Lemonade was right before all of the big, you know, tokenization shit, all of the NFT shit. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, at this point, she went on tour with that Cowboy Carter shit. She could have tokenized the album, some of the songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ways. To your point, Larry, that you know, the Carters missed out on being able to capitalize on their assets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they and yeah, it did give Jay a resurgence with, you know, the 3 Yankee Stadium performances. But yeah, man, and plus they shook Dame out of the ownership of the Reasonable Doubt album too, so they definitely could have did it because it's only him and Biggs that own it now. You know what I'm saying? So who knows, man? But that was a great take. We appreciate that, Larry, man. Glad that you tapped in and you shared your thoughts, brother. Hope everything is good with you. And we got a block party south, man. That's in September, man. September the 19th, man. If you can come into town, that'd be dope, brother.
I'll definitely be there. And just a thought, not even trying to dive in or anything or saying we have to, but is Jay-Z really missing out? Did he really make a mistake? Like, I wonder, you know what I mean? Like, just like when you really look at timing and everything, like, is it smarter for him to be patient, you know, or use first mover advantage? Like, I just wonder, you know, is it chess, not checkers? So that was it. And I'll definitely be down there for the block parties. Y'all already know.
Nah, good shit, Larry, man. We appreciate your thoughts and tapping in today, man. Thank you, brother. Cash, what's your thoughts?
Hey, it's good to hear. It's good to hear you, Larry. It's been a minute. Really good to hear you. My thoughts are, I think you guys were touching on the tail end of it, but I think very specifically, I think he's tied in with Diddy, and I think that's why they went on the low because of all of that news. So I think he's just playing it on the low and biding his time, and he'll probably, I would say, most likely do something with blockchain. You can't be homies with Jack Dorsey and not do something, you know, and teaching education about blockchain and not do something. So I think it's just a waiting game, you know, trying to fix his public outlook. You know, the outlook, like Larry was saying, they kind of started falling off, but I think that was intentional. I think he was trying to disappear for a little bit until all that stuff clears up, and then he's going to try and come out and be like, I'm still the king, you know. Whether you agree or disagree, I think that's the game plan. I think it was intentionally slide into kind of the darker parts, let all that stuff blow over, and I think later he's going to come out Because he's doing little things like the education program to show he's involved. So you can't be like, nah, Jay-Z's late, right? Because it'd be different if he did nothing and he's like, oh, I've been on this. Nah, the blockchain don't lie. So it'll show if you're doing something or not. So he's doing these little things to show that he's, in it. But I think later when publicity gets better, he's gonna time the market right to be like, yeah, I've been doing this. Here's Exhibit A, Harlem. Exhibit B. There's gonna be these little things he's gonna report back to show the history. So that's my thoughts. Is like specifically all that Diddy stuff and all the association. Everyone's going low with Epstein files, all those different types of things. They're gonna let it blow over, and then they're gonna try and come back when the public has a better view of them. So that's my take.
Nah, Cass, that's actually a great perspective. So, piggybacking on what you and Larry said, man, um, maybe that was the reason why Hove didn't tap in. Because number one, to your point, like you said, it's the bear market, and then number two, that whole Diddy scandal, and his name was brought up, Epstein shit, in both scandals. So here's the thing, like maybe that was a good damage control and PR. You know what I'm saying? Let's just roll this out clean. NFTs already got left a bad taste in people's mouths, so let's not really roll this out yet because. And then on top of that, y'all made me think about several things. That's how I met Naja Roberts. I did an article on Naja Roberts being one. It was Naja Roberts and the big dude Lamar. You know what I mean? I forgot what's his name. Lamar Wilson, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Big Mar. They were some of the teachers, and that's how I met CJ the Smart Guy. He was on tour with the Digital Financial Revolution tour that Naja was one of the teachers on. So was Lamar, and so was CJ the Smart Guy. But that was funded by Jack Dorsey and Jay Z. They put that whole Digital Financial Revolution tour together. So I got a shirt from that tour too, and that's how I met Naja Roberts. That was super dope. That's how I first found out about it. So when I made that post, when I was doing my Web3 journalism early, I made that post within the first or second year, and that's how I met Naja Roberts. But that
Wow.
started, yeah, and that started in Marcy, in Brooklyn housing projects, Marcy, where Jay Z is from. So that course and that curriculum was set literally in Jay Z's. He started in his hood. You know what I mean? And they gave him. I think they gave him like $100 or $500 in Bitcoin or something like that, so they can kind of transact with it and everything. So yeah, man, that was in 2022, man. Y'all made me jog my memory on that. And on top of that, another reason, and this is why, to Larry's point too, Dame Dash tried to sell his portion of Reasonable Doubt as an NFT. You know what I'm saying? So when he lost that because of the shit that he owed with child support and taxes with the state of New York, he lost his ownership, his 1/3 ownership of Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I reported on all of that stuff, man. Y'all made me just memorize so much, man. Like, damn, y'all been in this space for 5 years, man, and Jay been in this shit for a long time, man. So maybe he didn't miss the mark. To Larry's point, maybe his hands was tied, and because it's a bear market, it wasn't the time for it, man. Man, thank y'all, man. I really appreciate everybody's thoughts on this, man. That shit was dope, man. That shit was dope, man. Cass, go ahead if you got some more thoughts. If I see your hand up.
No, that was it. I think the app is tripping and it keeps my hand up, but no, that was it. Yeah, I think his hands were tied, and I think it was tied by Diddy, and not having that public support. And that's why you gotta, at the end of the day, even big stars go back to their hometown. They go start the program, they get the support of the hometown, of the people that first, raise you. If you're raised by a village, and then you kind of slowly extend out. But he needs to go back to his hood, back to his original supporters, and kind of lay low a little bit until he can kind of come out. So I think it's a waiting game. I think it's intentional. He's just trying to lay low. Um, but yeah, this is an interesting topic and a great show overall. So thank you for having me. If you see my hand, it's just the app. I'm in listening mode. I'm in gratitude mode. So great topics. Thank you, Blue Cheese, T Gold, and Tia and the whole crew, and special guest Larry. So appreciate y'all.
That's right, man. That's right, man. I couldn't do this without the support of my, my team, man. My co-host Just Cheese and Blue, and listeners, loyal listeners like you and Larry too, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Larry, if you got any closing thoughts, man, just share any updates you got going on with the book Crypto A to Z, or anything that you want to mention that you experienced on that side of the coast, man. Yeah, we got people tapped in from Hawaii and California to our podcast, man. So this is what I'm talking about. Loyal listeners, man.
I'll have more updates next time on myself. Um, but what I will say real quick is that I think Cass might be spot on with that thought that she shared about kind of him being strategic with coming out right and then reacquainting himself with his core following, like the foundational following, right? Because the people who made Jay-Z who he is are still alive. So I think she made a really interesting point about that, about how he's being really strategic and how he's going about connecting, right? Like, okay, being relevant with the method of communication to match the target audience. Most of these people he's dealing with right now are over 40, 45, 50 years old. So that makes sense. The means in which he's kind of pushing out his whatever you want to call it, reintroduction, I'm still here, whatever that looks like. But I think that was a really interesting point, and yeah, I just wanted to share that. I think Jay-Z definitely knows what Jay-Z is doing, and another thing, I think once this Clarity Act passes, we're gonna see like a whole new like paradigm shift. And I just want to commend all of y'all that are on this call, that are working and that are building, to continue to build, continue to do whatever you have to do to stay faithful and like stay on track as much as you can, because we're gonna look back at this and you're gonna be able to say that you were a part of history. And I really believe that if we stay faithful and that you continue to build and that you continue to do your best to finish what you start, that is going to be rewarded like on all type of different levels. So I just wanted to share that. I think we're really close to this thing like really spilling over, and so shout out to T Gold, and your faithfulness, and I'll do my best to be here every Sunday, man.
Oh man, Larry, man, thank you for those words, man, and your support, man. And yeah, we continue to do this for y'all, man. For loyal listeners and supporters like y'all, man. And yeah, man, it's gonna be lit for this Block Party South too, man. So we're gonna turn up when you come out here, bro. And hopefully we can get Cash out here too, man. Some of our ABC fam that's in other states, man. It'll be dope. But regardless if y'all can't make it, I definitely appreciate y'all sharing your time and your thoughts here at the TCK Web3 News Roundtable episode 128, man. You know
I
what I'm
wanted
saying?
to share something.
Oh, go ahead, Cheese. You got it, brother.
Uh, since we were talking about community ideas and stuff like that, I thought this was pretty cool. I'm on IG right now, and there's a account by the name of Creative Soul Lucians. Shout out to her. She followed me today, and I was just going to her content, and the thing that she was like, she came up with this dope idea to throw a liquidity pool party.
I like that, man. Oh yeah, let's go. I like that, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's these type of culturally creative ideas that we need to keep the part. I won't spoil her idea. I'll just say that. But like, it's these type of culturally relevant ideas that we need to make the space popping, within our community. And a pretty pool party sounds like fire.
Not only that, that goes exactly with the hashtag that I set off with, man. Motherfucking Web3 wavy cheese. If that's not the definition of motherfucking Web3 wavy, a liquidity pool party,
Yeah,
yo,
bro.
man, that might have to be the name of the.
That's the hardest shit I've heard in a minute. I ain't gonna hold you. Web3 Wavy is cold too. Now that I think about it, liquidity pool party is crazy work, bro. I don't even know what it means, but damn if it doesn't sound like some shit I want to go to.
What? Hell yeah, man. We gonna get that shit popping,
I'm having
cheese.
a liquidity pool party.
Like a LP, Larry, like a liquidity pool, a liquidity pool. An LP, a liquidity pool party. An LPP, exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about Lucen? Is that what you're talking about, Joe? Lucen Visions?
No,
That's the old homie. She's it's a different person.
a different person. Yeah, her name is Creative Soul.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yo, why is my mind going like 30 miles an hour right now? Am I the only person who's sitting here thinking about all type of like, can you really have a pool party where you do this type of like, can you do it? I'm
We
sitting here
need Project
thinking
Pi as a sponsor.
Yo,
Liquidity.
that shit sound like a reality show, man. Like, come on,
We
man. A
need-
Web3 reality show, liquidity pool parties, man. You know what I'm saying?
We need some influencers. We need some
Fill it
baddies.
up with cash.
Yeah, Web3 baddies and all that, man. Like, yo, this would be crazy, yo. Yeah, we gotta get this thing popping,
We
man.
could find a sponsor for that. No lie, we really could.
Man, listen, you said something right there, Cheese.
once this Clarity Act passes, you're gonna damn near be able to do anything and put the Web3 tagline on it, and it's gonna get greenlit. I'm telling you, watch. There's gonna just like AI is having this time now. There's gonna be the web there's gonna be a time. Niggas is gonna have a time where it's like, cheese, I need you here. Cheese, I need you here. Chico, I need you here. Blue, I need you here. Like, watch. You gonna see.
It's going down. Yo, man. Yo, Cheese, stay in the loop with that lady there. See if we can bring whatever we can bring to the table to help make that shit to be a super lit event. We might have to get Stan with Crypto involved on this. Tell Tia about it. Come on, son. When Tia hear about a liquidity pool party that's Web3 wavy, sponsored by Stan with Crypto, come on, son. Like, that shit would be crazy. We might have to tie that into like the tour, man, the ABC tours. You know what I mean? Like,
See, now I knew I wasn't the only one who was over here tripping. Exactly, Chico. Exactly.
yeah, man, that's marketing in a fun way that nobody really took advantage of yet, man. Yo, that's why I love what we do here every Sunday at 420, man. We think of some dope ideas. We share great stories. We share our experiences and our knowledge too, man. So, man, I'm proud of y'all, man. This was a dope session. I knew today was gonna be dope. I already knew. I called it yesterday when I spoke to Cheese, man. I told him half of the topics already. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always gearing up for this, man. So, man, shout out to Blue. Even though we got rug pulled twice, I know it wasn't your fault for bringing it back to making sure that we had a dope session. Shout out to Cass for her thoughts. Shout out to Just Cheese, smoking shit today. Shout out to Larry tapping in, smoking shit today, man. And shout out to all the loyal listeners, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ali. Shout out to BG the Great. You know what I mean? Jeffrey. Shout out to Skylark. Shout out to Blue Water. Shout out to Crypto A to Z. We all building something, man. We all developed something, man. Shout out to Docu Hero. You mean, shout out to what Marlon is cooking up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that. I don't know if I want to say the name yet or if I'm allowed to, but shout out.
We spoke about it. Hood Watch.
Hood Watch. Shout out to Hood Watch, man. You know what I mean? Oh my God, man. ABC, we on fire. Also, shout out to Chris and Project Pilot. One last thing. I got to end it on this because we talked about something dope. I got to give Kat her props, man. Katrina, man. She was somebody that we met here at the Right Center. Cool little Dominican mommy, you know what I'm saying, who's a DJ as well. So Thursday, we usually go to the bookstore gallery. Shout out to them. They was closed. So, I still wanted to turn up and kick it. She was like, yo, I know a spot called Echo Room on the corner of North Side.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? In Bankhead. And I was like, that's where T.I., he put some money in redeveloping that area over there. So I was like, all right, let me check it out, man. That shit was dope, man. They had one of the DJs from House in the Park out there. So it was every Thursday night, we found the new spot to turn up at. So, once we wind down from our Web3 conversations and all that, we just want to have fun in a dope environment. The food was good, drinks was good, and it's right down the block. It's literally not even a mile away in a new area. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Echo Lounge. Shout out to Katrina for taking us out there. Me, her, and Chris was in the spot. You know what I mean? So Thursday nights when bookstore gallery ain't popping, and we want to wind down from our Web3 shit, we got another spot in the city, man, to kick it, man. So we work hard sometimes, and we don't take the time out to smell the roses and play around like that, man. But yeah, man, we gotta start incorporating more little fun events, man, to make our like this liquidity pool party shit. You know what I'm saying? And going on tour and doing cool shit like this. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Cash, what's your thoughts?
It's been a great space. Shout out to everyone that stick through the 2 rugs, like you mentioned. Shout out to Liana in the audience. She's building some really dope things. And she holds mental health spaces for everyone. So she's like one of the best places a lot of people flock to just kind of talk about things and learn and heal. So shout out to Liana. She's like the person holding that whole space down for us, that it's like building in this emerging space, and she's always there holding space for mental health. So shout out to Liana. Another great show. So that was really fun. Just thank you guys for your consistency, and I hope to see you guys again next week.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Cash, man. That was a good way to end off the show. Again, thank you to our guy Larry Herb GPT. Thank you to Blue holding down the space. Thank you to Just Cheese for holding us down as well, man. That's my co-host, man. Been my dog since day one, man. Shout out to BG the Great. Shout out to Skylark. Shout out to Liana. I just followed you too. And thank you for pulling up and tapping in. We here every Sunday at 4:20. We running for about 2 hours. Today we have some great topics. And shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube and Instagram. All right, so we stream on 3 platforms at the same time. We get it popping, y'all. So thank y'all for everybody tapping in today. And we talked about Jay-Z. We talked about AZ. So I think it's only right that I'm going to just play Dead Presidents. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to just go off on that song. Mainly because Jay-Z, we talked about him. And he sampled Nas. We talked about him. And on top of that, AZ was in the video. You know what I'm saying? AZ was in the cut. So that's how we going to go out. Every Sunday we go out with some vibes, man. So I hope everybody is enjoying their summer. Because think about it, man. Out here in Georgia, these kids go back to school in like another week and a half or something like that. 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me. But, summer officially ends September 21st. All right. So I hope everybody is enjoying their summer. We still got a tour that we're going to be on. So look out for us on that tour. And we be coming to a city near you in Georgia. You heard? This is your boy T Gold along with Just Cheese and Blue. Thank you to everybody. But we going out with Dead Presidents too. That's that Nas, Jay-Z. Let's go.
That we don't touch, let us stack cheddars forever. Live treacherous, all etc. To the death of us, me and my confidants. You shine, you feel the ambiance. Y'all niggas just rhyme. Body ounce though accumulates like snow. We don't just shine, we illuminate the whole show. You feel me? Factions from the other side would love to kill me. Spill 3/4 of my blood into the street, let alone the heat. Fuck 'em, we hate a nigga loving his life in all possible ways. know the feds is bugging my life. Hospital days reflecting when my man laid up on the uptown high block. He got his side sprayed up. I saw his life slipping. This is a minor setback. Yo, still in all we living. Just dream about the get back. That made him smile though his eyes said, pray for me. I do you one better and slay these niggas faithfully. Murder is a tough thing to digest. It's a slow process. And I ain't got nothing but time. I had near brushes, not to mention 3 shots close range. Never touch me. Divine intervention can't stop by. I'm drinking my ties with Tata down in Nevada. Ha ha, papa. Word life, I dabbled in crazy way. Without rap, I was crazy straight. Partner, I'm still spending money from 88.
Presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for every presidents to represent me.
I make you and your whack mans fold like bad hands, roll like Monopoly. Advance, you copy me like white crystal. I gross the most at the end of the fiscal year than these niggas could wish to. The dead presidential candidate with the sprinkles in the presidential ice that'll offend you in due time when crime flees my mind. All sneak thieves and player haters can shine. But until then, I keep the trillion cut diamond shining brilliant. I tell you half the story, the rest you fill it in. Long as the villain win, I spin Japan yen to 10 major events. Catch me in the joints, convinced my iguanas is biting. J-A-Y hyphen, controlling, manipulating. I got a good life, man. Pounds and pence, enough dollars make sense. While you ride the bench, catch me swinging for the fence. Dead presidents, you know.
Every presidents to represent me. Every presidents to represent me. I'm out for 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 every presidents to represent me.
So be it. The Soviet, the unified steady flow. You already know. You light, I'm heavy row, heavy dough. Mike machete your flow. Your paper falls slow like confetti. Mine's a steady grow, ready go. Pay 5 in it for blow. Better believe I have 1160 to show. My dough flip like Typhon. Jay-Z the icon. Baby, you like dawn. Maybe this crystals will change your life on. Roll with the winners. Heavy spinners like hit records. Rockefeller. Don't get it corrected. This shit is perfected from chicks to chicks that's driven a Lexus. Naked without your gun. We taking everything you brung. We caking. Your niggas is faking. We getting it done. Crime family. Well connected. Jay-Z. And you fake thugs is unplugged like MTV. Got MD3, take your treasure, my pleasure. Dead presidentials, politics is your job.
Every presidents to represent me. 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 I'm out for 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 every presidents to represent me.
It was a good show today, man. Good shit, man.